Hello, I'm Jim Patrick. The library has a lot to offer to movie lovers, even to those of us who prefer the black and white films from the 1940s and 50s, known as film noir. If several of these actors and actresses look familiar to you, then you've probably watched film noir, even if you didn't realize it. Humphrey Bogart, Barbara Stanwyck, and the others pictured here appeared in a whole range of movies, but it is their film noir projects that are especially prized today. Entire books have been written about what constitutes film noir, but we will stick with this basic definition. But in addition to cynical heroes and stark lighting effects, I would add as an additional element an urban setting, since most film noirs take place in cities. The late film critic Roger Ebert noted that happy endings are not to be expected in film noir because these movies occupy a world filled with doom, fate, fear, and betrayal, and cigarettes. Staircases and Venetian blinds are staples of film noir. Directors such as Billy Wilder, Fritz Lang, and Robert Siodmak used unconventional angles and lighting effects to create dark, foreboding moods. Each of the directors I mentioned had fled Europe when Hitler came to power, and they brought to Hollywood years of training in the German Expressionist school of filmmaking. The library's DVD collection has something for everyone, including fans of classic film noir. Many film noir releases were at the time considered B-movies, but that is not the case for any of these examples, which all had leading performers, established directors, and high production values. Although these images are in color, the movies themselves, like nearly all film noir, are in black and white. Years before she played Herman Munster's wife on television, Yvonne Di Carlo gave a great performance as the femme fatale in Criss-Cross. In the following scene, the Burt Lancaster character gets the bad news that she went to Yuma.
I know it's something of a shock. I could hardly believe it either, but she really did go to Yuma, Mr. Thompson. You see, well, she got married.
Burt Lancaster knew all about eloping to Yuma for quickie marriages, since he'd done so himself in December 1946. In addition to DVDs, the library offers digital access to feature films and documentaries from Canopy. Here are a few of the film noir titles in the Canopy collection. Woman on the Run is notable because the protagonist, played by Ann Sheridan, is not a seductive femme fatale, but a brave woman whose husband is in danger because he witnessed a murder. DOA is another film noir classic available on Canopy and as a library DVD. As the opening credits roll, star Edmund O'Brien walks down an impossibly long hallway at the police station until he finally reaches the homicide division.
I want to report a murder.
Sit down. Where was this murder committed?
San Francisco, last night.
Who was murdered?
I was.
Detour from 1945 features two of the most memorable and iconic characters in film noir, Vera and Al. This legendary low-budget production was recently restored and reissued by the Criterion Collection. Library users have the choice of watching Detour on DVD, on Canopy, or on Hoopla, the library's other streaming service.
You got all the earmarks of a cheap crook.
Now, wait a
Shut
minute.
up. You're a cheap crook and you killed him. For 2 cents, I'd change my mind and turn you in. I don't like you.
All right, don't get sore.
I'm not getting sore, but just remember who's boss around here. If you shut up and don't give me any arguments, you'll have nothing to worry about. But if you act wise, well, mister, you'll pop into jail so fast it'll give you the bends.
In addition to Detour, the Hoopla streaming service has film noir titles like these. Edward G. Robinson made an easy transition from his earlier gangster films to more psychological film noir thrillers. Mickey Rooney's brief move to film noir was a less successful attempt to shed his wholesome Andy Hardy persona. The classic era of film noir, which ended in the late 1950s, was not fully appreciated at the time. As a result, several great and not-so-great film noir titles did not have their copyrights renewed and are now in the public domain. The Internet Archive is an excellent source for viewing and downloading many of these films. The library has books about film noir as well as so-called hard-boiled crime fiction by writers such as James Cain and Raymond Chandler. Films like The Maltese Falcon, The Postman Always Rings Twice, and They Live by Night were adapted from this style of fiction. Here are 4 Hollywood stars whose prolific careers extended well beyond the film noir era, and their personal lives were nearly as fascinating as their best films. These books are all available in the library's biography collection. In closing, I'd like to thank you for watching my presentation. I will leave you with the final moments from Detour as fate finally catches up with Hard Luck Al.
Yes. Fate, or some mysterious force, can put the finger on you or me for no good reason at all.